Boxing IQ. He's a very good fighter. He's stronger. He is very compact. He is like a bull, you know. He's a smart guy.
Well, but Gennady Golovkin responds, and this is what he had to say, quote, he says, Terence Crawford won't have a problem with Canelo's power because he doesn't have any power.
Bud could possibly be the end for him because Bud has what it takes. I'm not saying Bud will win, but I'm just saying he has what it takes. He's not afraid of Canelo.
The upcoming clash between Canelo Alvarez and Terence "Bud" Crawford has boxing fans buzzing, and Gennady Golovkin's comments have only fueled the discussion. Having gone 36 rounds against Canelo in their trilogy, Golovkin isn't fully sold on Alvarez's power. He believes Canelo's punches are quick, accurate, and flashy, but not the kind of heavy shots that can truly wear down elite opponents. Still, Golovkin stops short of picking Crawford outright. Instead, he points out that Crawford's skill, confidence, and sharp ring IQ make him a dangerous challenge for anyone, including Canelo.
This is boxing. This is more interesting.
Gennady, let me ask you this. You were there ringside. You saw Canelo.
Yeah.
Did he look better than what he did in the second fight with you? Does he look like he's improving and getting better?
Он очень улучшает свои боксерские качества.
Marcus, I told you just, every opponent gives you different. Every fight is different. Two fights I had, 2 fights with him. First fight and second fight is different. Just.
So you think
I don't feel like more power, more speed. No, he stayed the same.
Trainer Abel Sanchez has been firm in doubting Crawford's chances, stressing that weight divisions exist for a reason. He points out that bigger fighters like Dmitry Bivol and even Golovkin himself couldn't stop or seriously hurt Canelo, which shows how tough Alvarez really is. This difference in perspective highlights the divide in boxing circles. Sanchez and others argue that Canelo's size, experience, and ability to wear down larger opponents give him the clear edge. On the other hand, Golovkin's own experience in the ring suggests Canelo's power isn't unbeatable, and that Crawford's sharp skills and fight IQ could make things very interesting.
Everybody's trying to gauge how this fight is going to play out. They anticipate this fight. They want to know how this fight is going to play out. And Gennady Golovkin gives his 2 cents. As his trainer, Abel has been on social media doing multiple interviews and stating that Terence Crawford is simply too small and he's going to lose, right? And Gennady Golovkin, as Abel Sanchez is saying that he's going to get knocked out, right? Because it's too much power. Well, but Gennady Golovkin responds, and this is what he had to say, quote, he says, Terence Crawford won't have a problem with Canelo's power because he doesn't have any power. He said, I fought Canelo at 160 and at 68, and I could say he has fast punches, he has fast combinations, but I wouldn't say there were a lot of power there, or power punches, or knockout punches. You saw that. You saw this clean shots that I took, and he brought, and there were no results. End quote. So Gennady Golovkin is saying, he hit me with clean shots. You saw him hit me with clean shots. And the results was, I didn't go anywhere. Now, I know people will say, well, Gennady Golovkin is naturally bigger than Canelo.
Trainer and analyst Greg Hackett looks at the matchup from a bigger picture. He suggests this fight could signal the end of Canelo's era at the top. Hackett points out that every great champion eventually meets the opponent who closes their chapter, and Crawford might be the one to do it.
Canelo is the guy, right? But everybody know that shit got to come to an end one day. Nothing is forever. And I'm not saying this is now. I'm not saying that. But Bud could possibly be the end for him because Bud has what it takes. I'm not saying Bud will win, but I'm just saying he has what it takes. He's not afraid of Canelo. You know what I'm saying? two, he has the skills to be able to deal with Canelo. Does he have the power? I don't know, but he is a puncher. He's a puncher because his record says so. You know what I'm saying? Canelo is a puncher as well. So what I see is a great respect for each other, but after 4 rounds, I see a war breaking out. And whoever can stand it, meaning whoever can take that shit that's coming their way, that's who wins the fight. You know,
man, I don't know if Bud wants that. I don't know if Bud wants a war with that dude.
Yeah,
that
I mean, but
granted, he got a granite ass chin. But you saying he's a puncher because his record says so. So you gotta assume that you making the assumption that he can crack. Because Arrow said he can crack. That's what Arrow came out. Arrow, I think, said he thought, it was getting Canelo. I don't know whether that's, him trying to pay him back for saying that, for what Terence said about him. This other fight, man, I got it in the title, man. And I appreciate you letting me pick your brain, man. Because I'm going to steal your predictions. And then I'm going to give you credit for it at the same time, dog. I ain't going to be like everybody else. I'm going to steal your shit and give you credit for it at the same time, dog. Devin, I'm starting to think, man, maybe Devin Haney's a little underrated, man. Going into this Brian Norman fight. Like, I've had my own personal issues with the dude and his pops, but that shit aside, the dude knows what he's doing in the boxing ring. He's been in there with a bunch of fights. He's a championship world-class level fighter, bro.
John Ryder, who has spent plenty of time sparring with Canelo, adds another perspective. While he admits some people question Alvarez's punching power, Ryder emphasizes Canelo's stamina, steady pace, and ability to wear opponents down. He recalls pushing through 12 tough rounds in training even after suffering a serious injury, an experience that gave him deep respect for Canelo's toughness.
Fight for him, waiting for a big fight, and giving him, like, he had his hands full with you, and obviously there was triumph for you there, not just going the distance, but going the distance with severe injury as well, right?
Of course, yeah, and I think that just, I want to be a trainer where I can go to people, look, I don't want to tell them things and they go, right, well, listen to him because he's been there, he's done it himself. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to be telling them to run through walls and not having done it myself. Like, if you need to bite down and push through because you still got a shot in this game, then do it. And so I've stood there toe to toe with one of the greatest pound for pound fighters out there, nose broken in the second, and pushed him to the 12th final round. But I know now I can call on that in the future with fighters I train and just say, look, now you've got to dig deep, now you've got to pull through, and it's going to hurt today, but tomorrow's another day.
Meanwhile, analysts Gareth A. Davies and Duke McKenzie highlight the historic importance of this fight. They see Crawford versus Alvarez as the kind of high-stakes matchup boxing has been missing, two greats facing each other head-on, without delay or excuses. Too often, the sport has been held back by big names avoiding dangerous opponents. This time, fans are getting exactly what they've been asking for, two undisputed champions meeting at the height of their powers.
Great, marvelous Marvin Hagler became a friend in life and was an amazing man.
An amazing
character. I've likened this fight to those two when they met, with one going up in weight, quite a big step. I mentioned it to the two guys when I saw them in Riyadh last week as well. First of all, I was backing Terence Crawford to win this on points, with his skills to pay the bills, and his speed and his timing and his spitefulness and the fact that he's raising his game. When we see here as well, by the way, the pushing and shoving in New York in the earlier press conference, I think he's poked the bear a little bit.
Yeah.
And I think Canelo's very dangerous, and I think Canelo might win this.
My money's on Crawford. My money's clearly on Crawford. I mean, there's so many different ways of looking at this fight, but I really believe...
Do you like it?
It's the best fight in world boxing by none, at any weight division.
Because of the stylistic matchup, because of the raising levels, and because of the weight differential.
Yeah, and because we're looking at two of the best undisputed modern day boxers that have ever lived, in my opinion, modern day boxers that have lived. In this current generation that we're in now, you're not going to get two better fighters fighting at this time in their careers.
Jaron Ennis has also cautioned against jumping straight into a higher weight class without a tune-up fight. He points out that size and strength differences can't be overlooked, and that gradually adjusting to a new division is usually the wiser move. His warning serves as a reminder that, no matter how skilled Crawford is, he'll be stepping into unfamiliar territory against a naturally bigger champion.
But I think you gotta lean more towards Canelo, because like I said before, he been putting big guys out and down, and Canelo not even really a 68 pounder. He probably really should be at 60 maybe, and he been hurting these guys. I think he be dropping these guys and things like that. So, and them guys be way bigger than him come fight night. I know that for sure. They be probably close to 200 pounds, and he dropping those guys like that. So I don't know. It's gonna be a great fight. The fans want to see it. So. So be it. I think Crawford should take a warm-up fight, at like 60, or like at least at 60, just to get his body, to fill into somebody a little bit bigger, and things like that. I know when you go up in weight, you gotta, develop that power and not develop the power, but like put that muscle on and be heavy and things like that. So he might not want to take a fight because he's trying to build up right now, but I think he should, just to stay sharp and that way he don't have like a long layoff or anything like that.
Gerald Miller takes the opposite stance, downplaying the importance of size and focusing instead on intangibles like hunger and willpower. He believes Crawford's determination and mindset could be enough to overcome a bigger opponent. Miller argues that boxing history proves mental toughness and adaptability often matter more than physical advantages. The build-up hasn't been free of drama either. Some members of Crawford's camp criticized Jaron Ennis for sparring with Canelo, accusing him of betraying his community. The claims stirred debate, but many commentators dismissed them as baseless and divisive. They noted that fighters often cross national and ethnic lines in training, and labeling Ennis a sellout simply doesn't hold up.
Crawford, huge fight September 13th. Who do you think's going to win that?
I'm pulling for Crawford in this one. I think people was underestimating his strength right now and his size. And I think he's a little more hungry than Canelo. So let's see though. But I like both guys, but I'm a little closer to Crawford, so I want to see Crawford can take it.
And lastly, quick mention on IBA Pro. Interesting concept that people records aren't on the line. So I know in boxing, people don't like risking their own and things. Do you feel like this is a step forward, so this could become a major player in boxing?
I think it definitely can. I mean, any opportunity to make some money and build your repertoire and your arsenal.
Gareth A. Davies goes even further, calling this the best fight in boxing right now, regardless of weight class. He notes how rare it is for fans to witness two undisputed champions meeting at their absolute peak. In his view, the styles, the stakes, and the timing all combine to make this one of the most important fights of the modern era.